Okay, so as in the last video, we have talked about what is chemical bonding and what is the reason of formation of the chemical bond, right? So chemical bonding was nothing, but it was sometimes a force between two atoms. For example, in the ionic bond, there is a force between two atoms, and that force is known as electrostatic force of repulsion, and that is equal to Z square upon 4 by epsilon naught R square, or K Q1 Q2 over R square, right? But chemical bonding is sometimes actual bonding between two atoms as well. For example, in the covalent bond there is the sharing of electrons, right? So it forms an actual bond. So chemical bonding is sometimes a force, sometimes an actual bond, right? Then secondly, we discussed about reason of the formation of the chemical bond. Why do we form a chemical bond, right? So initially scientists said that why do we form chemical bondings, just because of achieving the octet rule. We should have 8 electrons in our outermost shell except for the hydrogen and helium, right? They should have two electrons in their outermost shell. However, every element should have, you know what, 8 electrons in their outermost shell. So this was reason why do we form a chemical bond, or to achieve the noble gas configuration, right? Because in their last or valence shell they have their octet rule completed too, right? Then scientists came and they said that we need to lower down the potential energy of the system in order to achieve the stability, because we know that the less the energy would be there in the system, the more stability would be there in that system, right? So we need to lower down the potential energy of the system in order to achieve the stability. So we understood this by the examples, and now we are known the actual reason why do we form a chemical bond, to achieve the stability by lowering down the potential energy of the system, right? So in today's video we're gonna look into the types of chemical bonding, what are types of chemical bonding and what are their subtypes, right? So let's start with it. Chemical bonds. Chemical bonds, they are basically two types, right? Wait, there are two types of chemical bonds. Two types of chemical bonds. So, one first type of chemical bond is what we call the interatomic. Interatomic. Which means this will be between the atoms only, right? Second type is intermolecular. This would be between the molecules only. Intermolecular. Intermolecular, right? So interatomic, which will be between the two atoms, intermolecular, which will be between the two molecules, right? Now let's go to their subtypes. Here we're gonna have 4 subtypes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So first type of interatomic is ionic bond. Ionic bond. We're going to discuss each and everything in very detail, right? Second is covalent bond. Covalent bond. Third is coordinate covalent bond. Coordinated covalent bond. But now scientists, what do scientists do? They consider coordinated covalent bond in the covalent bond. But we're going to study them separately. Last but not the least type of bond of interatomic is metallic bond. Metallic bond, right? So there are 4 subtypes of the type interatomic bond of the chemical bond, right? Ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond, metallic bond. Now we are moving towards intermolecular. These are basically forces, right? Here we have actually bonds except for the ionic. we have actually bond in the covalent, coordinate covalent bond. However, in the intermolecular we have forces, right? So we will gonna here study about 5 types of forces. 5 types of van der Waals forces. These are actually forces, right? Van der Waals forces. Then we will gonna study here hydrogen bonding, right? We're gonna here study hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding, which will be again of 2 types, right? Intermolecular and intramolecular. Intermolecular and intramolecular. Intramolecular. Right, so intermolecular includes 5 types of van der Waals forces, and then we will be discussing about hydrogen bonding, and those hydrogen bonding will be of 2 types, the intermolecular and the intramolecular. Right, so chemical bonding has 2 types, interatomic and intermolecular. Interatomic has again 4 subtypes: ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinated covalent bond, metallic bond. Intermolecular has again subtypes, 5 types of van der Waals forces: hydrogen bonding, which includes intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Now, intermolecular forces or intermolecular bond is weaker. It is weaker as compared to the interatomic. It is stronger, right? It is stronger. This interatomic has energy of 200 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Kilojoule per mole, right? While this intermolecular has energy of 2 to 40 kilojoule per mole. So now you can see what are weaker and what are stronger, right? So intermolecular are of course the weaker forces. However, the interatomic is stronger, right? Again I am repeating, we have types of chemical bond which includes interatomic and intermolecular. Interatomic includes ionic, covalent, coordinated covalent bond and metallic bond, right? These are stronger. These have energy from 200 to 400 kilojoule per mole. However, next comes the intermolecular. Intermolecular includes 5 types of van der Waals forces. This we will gonna study in very detail, right? So secondly, we will be studying here the hydrogen bonding, which is again of 2 types: intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular forces are weak forces than the interatomic, since those are stronger, and they have energy from 2 to 40 kilojoule per mole, right? We know that our main topic is about the theories of the covalent bond. Our main topic is the theories of covalent bond. Theories of covalent bond. However, initially we need to look into the general introduction so that we can understand the theories of covalent bond. Theories of covalent bond includes VBT, MOT. VBT is valence bond theory, and we have VSEPR, valence electron pair repulsion theory, hybridization, MOT, molecular orbital theory. We are going to study each and everything in very detail. We're going to dive very detail in it, right? But again, to deep dive in it, we need to understand the basics first, right? If our basics would not be clear, we cannot understand the advanced one. Advanced is basically nothing. When we say that we will be going to the inter, we'll be going studying the advanced, we'll not be studying advanced, we'll be diving deep in it, right? We're going to study each and every single thing of it. So advanced means nothing, but advanced means diving deep into the topic, right? So we'll be diving deep in the theories of the covalent bond. This was all for today. In the next video, we're gonna see the objectives, what we will gonna study in the entire chapter. So this was all for today.